clean environment is an absolute necessity as far as leading a good life is concerned, as far as leading a quality life is concerned. Poor conditions as far as sanitation goes, or poor environmental conditions, are absolutely detrimental when we look at factors like the health indicators, or if we look at the status of education that is imparted to the children, or even as a poverty alleviation measure, because just because of bad sanitation, people fall prey to various diseases, and that leads to their losing out on man days that they can go for their employment and lose out on the wages. So we find that a lot of studies that have been conducted in this regard have led to the conclusion that various kinds of diseases, especially amongst children and also amongst adults, come about because of poor environmental conditions, poor sanitation. It's a very uphill task by and large as far as changing the behavior of our people is concerned. But that is what is of utmost necessity, that people understand the value of sanitation. As I have mentioned a short while ago, a large number of diseases, particularly like diarrhea, the worm diseases, even a lot of diseases related to the respiratory system, occur just because of poor sanitary conditions. And if we have a clean and good environment, we can get rid of all these. To understand the mechanics of people adopting a good sanitation practice, behavior change is the only tool that is necessary. People should be convinced that sanitation is good for their health, it's good for their children's education, it's good for their own selves as far as they're going to the work sites, etc. is concerned. The best mechanism that can be there to spread the word of good sanitation in the rural areas can only be through the local people. We have to reach out to the Gram Panchayats, which are a representative of our people, the local elected bodies. We have to reach out to those who understand and value the meaning of sanitation. We have to reach out to the women who in particular face a lot of problems in this particular exercise. There are reasons of their privacy, there are reasons of their dignity. They have to be the ones who would be made to understand that sanitation is an absolute must. The government runs the Total Sanitation Campaign, which is a scheme, a flagship scheme of the Government of India that is primarily aimed at eradicating this practice of open defecation. Under the Total Sanitation Campaign, which took effect in 1999, it's now basically a demand-led scheme, so that demand is created in the rural areas for people to go in for sanitation. And this demand can only come in if people actually have a behavioral change, actually start believing in the concept of sanitation and go in for it. Now this particular aspect of the scheme has been put in especially because earlier, in fact, the Government of India had launched the Central Rural Sanitation Scheme way back in the year 1986, when merely construction of toilets was given as the main objective under the scheme, and it was felt that sheer construction of toilets with a subsidy would lead to people using these toilets also. But in the decade and a half of that particular program, it was realized that mere physical construction of toilets is not adequate to make the people also start using these facilities which have been created for them. So unless and until a person from within and a community from within starts believing in the idea that sanitation is a good practice, would toilets become functional. So under the Total Sanitation campaign, we insist that every district, every block, every village, every Gram Panchayat undertakes an IAC activity under which people are explained as to the benefits of sanitation and ultimately get actually convinced that whatever practices they've been following have been detrimental to their health, have been detrimental to their community, and ask for toilets. Now, we do not give a subsidy under this program primarily because of these reasons, but we do give an incentive because people who have started using the toilets that they have constructed are actually the ones who can be the leaders and pioneers of society. And for this effort that they have put in, an incentive amount is provided to all these families, but it is restricted to those who are below the poverty line, because for construction, some money of course is required. It should come out from within a person that a toilet is a necessary object, but for those who have a monetary constraint, this particular incentive is provided. For those people who are in the category of above poverty line that we have in the Government of India, a revolving fund is kept with the district through which they can access loans. They can also access loans from banks. SHGs can access these loans and construct these toilets so that they can lead a better and more hygienic kind of a life. Also, under the Total Sanitation campaign, we believe that for a village to portray an ultimately completely sanitized atmosphere, institutional sanitation is also very important. So all Anganwadis that are run in government buildings, all schools that are run by the government are also to be provided with toilets, for which we provide a handsome amount from the Government of India. About 35,000 rupees from the Government of India is provided for construction of toilet units in the schools, and 8,000 rupees are provided for construction of Anganwadis in all these rural areas. Besides, there are some areas where land may be a problem, and there would also be certain people who would have some more monetary constraints that they are unable to construct these toilets. So for these kinds of situations, a community sanitary complex is the best solution that can be provided, and these complexes can also be constructed under the scheme, for which 2 lakh of rupees are provided through the government sources, in which there is a small contribution from the community also to ensure that they use those facilities also. So community sanitary complexes are also a part of the scheme. Availability of material for these individual household toilets or the community sanitary complexes, etc., is also a major issue in several parts of the country. So TSC also supports the construction of production centers and also rural sanitary marts, where basically the essential units required for these sanitary complexes, which are things like the squatting pans and the pipes, etc. These can be manufactured in these places, and the retail outlets can be set up by individuals or by NGOs or organizations who can then put these and make these available to the people. At the state level, state water and sanitation missions have been set up, the SWSMs, which are headed by either the secretary looking after this particular subject in the state government, in some cases even by the chief secretary, and it comprises of various other heads of other departments who are also an integral part of this entire sanitation campaign. For example, the Women and Child Development Department, the Health Department, the Tribal Welfare Department, etc., which are also integral to this particular program, are also members of that. This body at the apex level in the state that looks at the salient features of the total sanitation campaign and decides upon the general policies and strategies that need to be adopted at the state level. It is there to take care of any kinds of constraints that can arise under the program, and also to review and monitor this entire program. At the district level, we have the district water and sanitation committees, which are headed by the district collectors in some cases and by the COs or the Zilla Panchayat Pramukhs in some other states, and which also comprise of departmental representatives from various concerned other departments who are there at the district level, so that the strategy for the district can be finalized, and also the monitoring and review of the program can be done. Going further down at the village level, there is the provision of the village water and sanitation committees, which would comprise of local persons and local people at the village level who would also be looking into this entire program. Basically, the institutional mechanism from the government side is there to let the people have the initial messages of the total sanitation campaign. The program ultimately has to belong to the people. There is a lot of flexibility under the total sanitation campaign that has been given to the states, to the districts, to the Gram Panchayats at all these levels, so that people can ultimately fine-tune their strategies, the way they have to take up their program at that particular level, because in a country of the size of India, there are various kinds of geopolitical, geographical regions, there are various kinds of variations in culture, in social norms, in the way people live, in the way people behave, in the way that they ultimately lead their lives. So for each of these particular regions, a particular kind of program orientation is absolutely necessary, so that the people out there can be taken care of and be explained the values of sanitation as per their social economic conditions, as per their thoughts, as per their cultures and traditions. So all these various mechanisms, these bodies which have been set up at the various levels, they have to look into these particular aspects and structure their campaign for total sanitation based on local conditions and local ideas. They also have the flexibility to recruit persons who can spread the message of sanitation at various levels and ultimately go in for a Nirmal state, that we call the term that we have given for total sanitation for any of these areas. The Gram Panchayats have a very major role to play in this entire campaign. In fact,